Okay, I think we're live. Hey everyone, it's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United for a live Pig and the Hen Show podcast. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. I've got Henry here on Google Hangouts now to join me for this sort of match companion for the game tonight between Arsenal and Man City, which I must say is an absolute pasting so far. I mean, they're getting absolutely mauled, Arsenal are. It's 3-0 at half-time. Some bad defensive errors from them, some silky play from City, lovely team goals, and they are battering Arsenal. But anyway, thank you so much to Henry for joining us. What is going on, Henry? Where are you, mate?
Right, so right now, basically, I was trying to get round for the Pig and the Hen Show, wasn't I? So I was driving to yours, and I got stuck down a ditch. So hopefully I'll be all right, won't I?
Look at the state of you, mate. So you're just doing the Pig and the Hen Show from a ditch right now.
So obviously I'm joking. I'm not in a ditch, am I? But I just thought it was unsafe to drive to the pig's abode this evening.
Yeah.
So, but obviously we couldn't let the show must go on. So we thought we'd try. It's 2018. We'll try some new technology. See if we can
That's it.
All right tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you for joining us, Henry, and thank you to everybody who's watching us right now. Now, I'm not going to lie. There's going to be some serious issues tonight with this broadcast, I'm sure. I don't know if the internet's up to it. I don't know if the old computer I'm using is up to it. So there may be some sort of lagging issues, some sort of audio issues / video issues, just all sorts of issues. So be prepared for that, but we're still trying to bring you a live podcast show for the big game tonight. Are you loving this, Henry? Arsenal getting battered, or would you rather see them beat the most, the real dominant team in the Premier League tonight, even though obviously they are going to lose? But were you rooting for Arsenal tonight as a Spurs fan, or definitely not?
Well, the thing is with Arsenal, they've been battered so much this season. It's almost cruel, isn't it? It's all, it's like you enjoy watching someone that you don't like, take a slap on the face, don't you? But when they're actually on the ground, blood fucking spewing out of their mouth, etc., then it's kind of like, you got to feel a bit sorry, ain't you?
Fair play to you, mate. Have you got that robust case on your phone at the moment, mate?
I have indeed.
You should have probably taken that off, man. That thing is too rugged for the microphone, mate. But there you go.
I apologize about that.
But yeah, I was looking forward to Arsenal maybe mounting a challenge against City tonight. Obviously, they had something to prove with getting battered in the Carabao Cup final to them. 3-0 that was. Well, guess what? It's actually 3-0 at half-time already in this game. So not looking good for Arsenal, not looking good for Wenger. Already the fans on his back, probably 80-90% of Arsenal fans want Wenger out right now. This isn't going to help his case, is it? Losing in such a manner already to the team that you just lost to. What are you going to change? What are you going to do this time around? And it turns out even worse.
Well, I think it is time for Wenger to go. I'm sure most Arsenal fans now are in that camp of Wenger out. But it'll be interesting. He's the kind of geezer that likes to hang around, isn't he? So he might be there next season. We'll have to wait and see. But you can't, this evening, you can't deny the fact that Manchester City, yet again, showing a fantastic display. Like I said, they sweep teams away. It was funny because I was listening to a previous show of ours the other day. And I remember saying that Manchester City do look like one of the best teams ever in world history, and you have to say they do at the moment because the results speak for themselves.
Well, I know City are doing amazing right now, but to say that they're one of the best teams in world history, like I said in the previous video when that happened, I think it's laughable, mate. But can I just say, when the camera pans over to you, it's hilarious, mate. With the cold air you're breathing out and everything, the camera angle looks like you're in the fucking Blair Witch Project or something, man. Say something.
I see dead people. That's not a Blair Witch Project, is it? What am I on about? That's Sixth Sense. That's a bit of Bruce Willis, isn't it?
Yeah, you've had a mare there, mate. Much better film than that shite Blair Witch Project, though, to be fair. But everybody who's joining us live right now on the podcast, hopefully we're coming through loud and clear. If we're not, sorry, what we can do at the moment. We're trying to learn in terms of live streaming on YouTube. Hopefully we can improve the quality. gonna have to get a long 25-meter Ethernet cable or something to be able to do this better. But it is what it is for now. But if you are joining us live, please do me a favor, chuck a like on this video, and also if you're new around here, subscribe to more sort of Blair Witch Project themed videos and stuff. Let me just say a big hello to everybody who's already, joined the live stream earlier. Some people actually waiting here for us to start for a while. So to you guys, the diehards out there, thank you very much. I'm going to read a couple of your comments out right now, actually. Obi-Wan commented on the live stream a good 2 hours before it's actually started, saying, big fan of the show, loving the content, glory, glory, Man United. Thank you very much, Obi-Wan, for tuning in there. Obviously a fan of Star Wars there, I'm guessing. Either that or he's from Africa. Robert Ingram with a super chat already before the show even started. What a legend. Says Wenger forever 6th place. Yeah, if he's lucky this year, there is a bit of a gap actually, so they should be safe for 6th. You would think. I mean, they were hoping to close the gap to the top 4 by about 7 points. At this stage of the season, for Arsenal to be that far off top 4 is a calamity. They have been getting worse over the last couple of years, but Wenger's main point, the thing that you could say about Wenger, yeah, he's not won that much silverware in the last decade, but he's consistently got them in top 4, which is like a trophy, generates more money, play in the biggest Premier competition in Europe, attract the top players, etc. Well, it looks like they're going to go another year not in that competition. So, I really think end of the season now, it's time for Wenger to go. He's talked a lot about honouring the contract that he's got, which would take him up to the end of next season. But surely, if they finish like 6th, miles behind the team, like they are, miles behind the teams above them, like they are right now, then surely they're going to have to make a change, the Arsenal board. What do you think, Ken? Or do you think he's just going to ride it out?
The trouble with Arsene Wenger is I honestly think he's pretty much, it appears to be the fact that he has more power at that club than a lot of people realise. And I think it's basically, it is almost like it's up to him when he wants to go. I don't think they'll push him out. That's the trouble. I don't think they'll push him out unless the fans really do get together, like the West Brom fans did against Tony Pulis, and just really make it clear that it is Wenger out time. Then I think that's potentially the only way that he would go out, because he runs the show. They let him run the show there, and it's going to be very interesting the day that he does finish that job. What the next generation of Arsenal is going to be, because Kroenke and the rest of the Arsenal shareholders there. They've got used to Arsene running the ship, and you don't get managers like that in the Premier League anymore.
Yeah, very good points, man. I mean, it's going to be a massive transition for them. They could definitely do a lot worse than Wenger. There's not that many sort of really good managers in world football that could just slot into that Arsenal job. There's talk of people like Diego Simeone. Brendan Rodgers is somebody who's being mentioned quite a lot as a potential successor to Arsene Wenger. But is Brendan Rodgers really any better than Arsene Wenger? That's the thing. History would say no. Winning the Scottish League without being beaten, it's not the same as winning the Premier League without being beaten, which Wenger has actually done in his career. So, Simeone, I think, could maybe do it, but would he actually want to go to Arsenal? Atletico Madrid right now are a better club. He's been there. He's been building them up. They've been competing at the top levels in league and in Europe, really. So, it's torrid times ahead for Arsenal fans. Me, as a Manchester United fan, watching on as a bystander, I'm absolutely loving it. This is awesome. This is like way better than when, if you're an Arsenal fan watching when Fergie left and they've got David Moyes in there. Who are they going to appoint now? They stuck with Wenger all this time. I think Alan Partridge might be in line for the job. Right, let's read a couple more of your guys' comments quickly, actually, before we get cracking on the rest of the show. Glenn Ryan, he commented and said, Arsenal are a bunch of melters. Yeah, stating the obvious there, Glenn, but totally agree with you. ME commenter says, the pig is not very punctual, too busy rolling around this mud and shit puddle in the snow. Well, steady on, mate. You know what I mean? I was waiting for Henry. That's the truth of it. Weren't I, mate? What were you doing? Getting stuck in a ditch?
So can I make my point earlier? Because I was going to say something about the Arsenal management, and then you moved on to comments rudely.
Oh, sorry about that, mate. Just no, you can't actually. Let's carry on with the comments. No, go on. Make your point, then, mate. Sorry.
I'm just being very careful not to interrupt what you're saying. So it's almost like it gives you more control. I don't like it. It's kind of like you keep talking and I can't stop that drivel coming out of your mouth, can I? But in exactly the same way, you can't stop it out of my mouth right now, can you? Because you cannot interrupt what I am saying, you can't.
You're wrong there, mate. You're actually wrong there. You can't do shit about me talking right now. I've got a fucking mute button here, mate. So if you start spouting some Spurs nonsense, saying you're a better team than Manchester United, or giving it the bigger like you like to, I'll just fucking mute you, mate. So you're actually wrong.
Well, that might make me just go and start doing my own videos again.
I think you should, mate. I think you should. I think we should just leave this podcast right here for tonight.
The head show is over.
Listen, mate, what was your point you were going to make? I hope it's a good one.
Well, I was actually going to go back to Diego Simeone because now the more that I think about it, the more that I actually think that's a very good fit for Arsenal, in all fairness. He might not want to go, as you said, but if he did, and I can see why he would actually want to go. How long's he been at Atletico Madrid now?
He's been there at least 3 or 4 years, you know, because he's got them to the last stage of the Champions League few years running. So yeah, he's got to have been there at least 3 or 4 years.
So in that respect, he obviously seems like the manager that does like to hang about and really, you know, get the time to impression what he wants on his sides. So I think, you know, at Arsenal, that's exactly what they want. They want another manager that hopefully maybe not look at a 20-year, 25-year career span, but certainly look to stay there and not you know, change managers as often as other clubs are doing. So I don't think that's the Arsenal way. Also, you've got to look at the competitiveness of the Premier League now. How fantastic the Premier League is. We've got 5 sides in the Champions League, and we've got Pep Guardiola, we've got Mourinho, we've got Klopp, Conte. Basically, we've got some of the highest regarded managers in the world. You know, that is probably the best bunch of managers compared to other leagues. And if Simeone wants to play with the big boys, that's where he's got to go. He's done it with Atletico, playing against Barcelona and Real Madrid and doing well. So why wouldn't he want to do that in the Premier League with Arsenal?
Yeah, one thing's for sure, he's certainly not going to go and manage David Beckham's Miami FC team, is he?
No.
You probably don't. Do you remember that 98 World Cup? Simeone got Beckham sent off. Well, Beckham lashed out like a little petulant child, but wound up by Simeone. I'll never forgive you for that, Diego. I'll never forgive you for that. I hope you stay over there in La Liga, pal.
No, I think Alex trying to groom himself for the Beckham job.
Who is?
Alan.
What the fuck did you say? You cut out there, Alan Pardew?
Alan Pardew, most definitely. He likes to. That's the more of the American sort of way, isn't it? Just go out and have fun and just steal taxis and that. Do you know what I mean?
Speaking of that, actually, you know, Patrick Vieira is also potentially in line for the Arsenal job, succeeding Arsene Wenger. That's what I've heard anyway. Managing over in New York there. Doesn't really have the experience, but obviously was a great captain, great player, you know, and a legend at Arsenal. So maybe that's somebody they could take a look at. And plus, you know, he's another French bloke. Wenger probably likes that. You know, Arsenal have always had that French element. So, yeah, but would he... What, mate?
You love the romance, don't you, of just like an ex-player that was a good player, a captain or something, going to manage the team. You love it, don't you? It makes you jizz in your pants or something. What is it with you and your Giggsys and your Vieiras and all these old players come back to manage?
Roy Keane? Because I want to see them succeed in management, mate, and they're legends at the club. You know, maybe one day Ryan Giggs, if he's actually given an opportunity to be able to manage and learn his craft, you know, in a football league club anyway, then maybe he will be Manchester United manager one day. He's basically Mr. Manchester United as a player. Same with the likes of Vieira. You want to see them do well, don't you? Just because you don't have any legends at Spurs who would come back and manage the fucking club, do you?
What, like Chris Hughton?
Yeah, like him. Who else has gone into management, actually? Who used to be a Tottenham man? Tim Sherwood, he was good, wasn't he?
Hoddle Sherwood. We've had a few, haven't we?
Hoddle's a good shout, actually, mate. He was a good manager. Shame that he, didn't like disabled people. A bit of an issue there, Had a mayor. If not, maybe he would have won England a major tournament. He was that good of a manager. But yeah, he was just a bit of a weirdo in the end, weren't he?
Very much so. Very much.
Like most Spurs players. Let's not talk about Dele Alli's sex video. Alex Rincon with a super chat. How's it going, Alex Rincon, my friend? He says, you're a little laggy, but it's okay. Arsenal was shit. Thank you so much for that, Alex. So true, mate, as well. Arsenal are just shit, and it's just a matter of time before Wenger gets the chop. I'm hoping he stays until the end of next year because it basically guarantees Arsenal finishing sixth again. He's not able to move the team on anymore. In fact, it's just getting progressively worse over the last couple of years, wouldn't you say?
What's that, mate?
Am I not coming through loud and clear? Or are you just not paying attention? Right, go fuck yourself. Yeah, you see, I told you this was going to be a shit show of a podcast, lads and lasses. I can barely hear this guy. He obviously can't hear me. He's sat in a fucking freezing car. Don't know if that's making an issue. Are you connected to your Wi-Fi, Henry? That's what I want to know.
Now, this is coming through on my data. Is this going to be rinsing my data?
I think it will be, mate, yeah.
Well, that's not good, mate. The data.
Well, it's probably why it's shit as well, mate. Why don't you just go in your house in a bit or something, yeah, in the warmth? You look really cold, mate. Look, you're getting ill there, mate. You're going to catch pneumonia or something.
My dedication to the show.
Alex,
for you.
Go on.
Like, I've got my interior light on, right? But my engine's obviously not running. How long have I got until I get a flat battery?
I would say, mate, you've got a good hour or so, but don't quote me on that, man. I don't know. Probably a lot longer. It's only a tiny little bulb, isn't it, man? It's not like you've got the radio on or the heating on or something. I don't know. I think you'll be fine, mate.
Fair enough, mate. Heated, maybe I should put that on, but nah, fuck it.
You haven't got the heater on, mate.
Oh, mate.
Mate, why don't you just turn your engine on, mate? The hum's not going to be that bad.
Nah, I don't know, because then it's just a bit conspicuous, isn't it? From neighbours looking out their windows thinking, why is that cunt just sort of sat in his car?
Mate, what are you doing right now? You just sat outside your house in a freezing cold. It's -5 outside, mate. There are snow flurries.
Pretty much back up to 0, mate.
Bullshit, is it, mate?
It is.
It's not. It's like -4 or 5 out there, and it's still snowing. That's like the main reason we've not been able to do this today, because of the snow. It's like as soon as it snows in this country, everything just stops. Basically, Henry's too much of a girl to prepare himself to drive 2 miles on a little bit of light dusting snow.
It's like amber weather warning, mate.
Oh, amber! Oh no, it's fucking amber. Watch out! It's not red though, is it, mate? It's not pure danger. It just means be careful out there.
I'm far from the red, and I don't trust them cunts. Maybe the red. Wrong. We're pretty close.
Oh, mate, you've dropped the C bomb about 17 times already on this podcast, mate. You're gonna put
cuts through this shitty audio.
Fair enough, but no, he's got a point though. I mean, like today, I actually walked down the shop. I can't believe the last time I actually walked down the shop. I usually drive. It's like I looked in my car and I was like, it's just got shitloads of snow in it, totally iced up. Take me about 20 minutes to defrost the mother. So I just walked down the shop, which is actually really nice. I love walking in the snow. It was cold, but what'd you say, mate?
Said you should do that more. The walking.
I should, mate. So should you cheeky bastard.
Loads of walking.
Yeah, I do shitloads of walking too, you prick. It's my job, mate. I walk around you. Anyway, let's get on with some more comments here. Alex Rudd in the house with a super chat. He says, Arsenal making me drink. Yeah, I bet they are. What are you drinking, mate? Bleach? It must be pretty bad being an Arsenal fan right now. But yeah, everybody tuning in right now to the the podcast. Thanks so much for getting involved. I'm going to try and read as many of your guys' comments as possible here. Alex Rincon with another super chat. What are you doing, Alex? He says, I'm surprised Dele Alli didn't dive in his sex video. What have you got to say to that, Henry?
Well, how do you know he didn't? I mean, does the sex video capture the moment of foreplay all the way up to orgasmic ends?
No, it doesn't, mate. Don't act like you haven't seen it, mate. Come on.
I don't watch, celebrity footballer porn, mate. That's not my thing.
Yeah, but it's a Spurs player, so it is your thing.
I don't watch Spurs porn. I watch Spurs for footy, not porn.
Come on, you're just disappointed it wasn't a clip of Harry Kane, aren't you? But yeah, Alex Rincon, I'm surprised he didn't dive in his sex video either. He's a proper diving bastard. The more I see that guy play, just stuff about his attitudes, kicking people, diving, the more I dislike. Sex videos, he's basically turned it into the John Jones of football. He's going to start failing drugs tests and stuff. Who was it who failed a drugs test the other day, Hen?
I don't know. Wasn't it some Russian athlete?
It was Nasri, mate. Nasri, mate. He's been out on the sauce or something. He's been banned for 6 months. He doesn't have a club anyway because his attitude stinks. And he's just one of those scum players. I put him on the list of my 10 most disliked footballers. Never liked that guy when he was at Arsenal, City, and obviously rivals of Manchester United. But just his temperament, his character. Oh, don't like Sami Nasri, mate. But you don't either.
I never liked Nasri, nah.
Mate, Alex Rudd says, turn the lights on, Henry.
Don't have any.
Oh, shit. Hang on. Red card, mate. There's a red card. Let me just keep you up to date. Sorry, my stream was having a bit of a mare, but I'm back in there now. 55 minutes gone in the second half here. And somebody has been absolutely clattered by the looks of it. Potential broken nose. I'll let you know who it is when I see who it is. But I do believe the red card has been brandished there. It's still 3-0 to Manchester City. Let's look at this now. What the fuck?
What's going on?
Nothing, basically. They just showed a replay. It didn't look like anything. It was, I believe, Mkhitaryan was challenging someone. Arsenal got a penalty from it. And it was saved, mate. Arsenal just had a penalty saved. Absolute nightmares. But anyway, yeah, don't know really what happened. Maybe they've had a player sent off there. I could be wrong. Sorry about this, lads. Not the most professional. You're not watching the game in the car then, Hen?
No, I ain't doing shit. I'm just sat here chatting to you. My life's over, doesn't it? Freezing in you is like final kind of thread of life.
I know. This sort of reminds me of, have you ever seen that movie, The Thing?
Yeah, I have. Brilliant movie.
Brilliant movie. Yeah, you sort of remind me of The Thing, mate.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
When I talk, do people see me?
Yes, they do, mate. As far as I'm aware, if somebody can tell me, like when Henry speaks, do you see Henry? When I speak, do you see me? I think that's how it works.
But does it just chop from you to me to you to me to you?
Yeah, it does. Chuckle brother number 3.
That's fucking comedy gold, isn't it? It's ridiculous. So it's just like close up of me, close up of you, close up of me, close up of you. Fuck me.
Why is that so hard to get your head around, mate?
Well, I've never seen a live stream like that. At the moment, all I see is you, fucking massive you, with a tiny little me in the corner.
All right. Well, maybe that's what everybody else is seeing. I don't really know, mate, but hopefully it's a bit more high tech than that. Comment here from Heiko Firestorm Tiger. He says the hen will turn to frozen chicken. Oh, Alex Rincon says, Henry, you moron, turn on your car and your lights.
I don't have a light. I've got my light on, my interior light.
I know, yeah, but if you've not got one at the front there, mate, come on.
I have no front light on. Who has a front light on a car?
Most people do, mate. I've got one just up here, mate, definitely.
Yeah, good point. So most cars have it at the front, don't they? But mine's in the middle.
Fair enough. they've obviously saved a few pennies there, mate. Instead of having one at the front, one at the back, they just put one in the middle there.
Do your research.
Beata Thompson with I'm loving these comments coming through, by the way, guys. Thank you so much for getting involved. These are making me crack up. Beata Thompson says, somebody pay Henry's ransom. He looks like someone taking a hostage. Oh, dearie me. 60 minutes, 50 seconds gone in the game. I'll keep you up to date, Henry, as well as the viewers that watch him right now.
Thank you.
Nemo Nobody. Remember that name, Hen?
Simo Somebody.
He says, looks like an ISIS ransom video. Yeah.
That's a bit out, isn't it?
Oh, dear. But yeah, bunch of legends. I'm trying to just find another comment here, but oh yeah, here it is. Till, thank you for the super chat, mate. He says, Arsenal, bunch of melts. It's awesome. People are super chatting us in just to say Arsenal, bunch of melts. Thank you very much for that, Till. Absolute legend you are. Yeah, I know. I can't believe how bad they actually are. You know, they get a penalty, they miss it. It's like they're completely reserved to be in a second-rate team now. You know, you'd think they would show a bit of fight, a bit of endeavour, a little bit of something different after getting battered against City in the Carabao Cup final. They had to have some sort of an answer to that, you would think, you know, but they just haven't at all. They looked even worse.
Do you know what I'm sorry for at that club in a way?
The fans?
Yeah, well, nah, fuck the fans. Well, maybe. But I kind of think, you know, you're going to be surprised at the names that I say here, but Lacazette and Aubameyang, because I think both of those players, both them strikers, are good strikers, good players, right? And you've seen it when he come in, he scored a few goals here and there, and then Wenger just suddenly decides, I'm not playing this guy. And then he signs Aubameyang in the transfer window. And now Aubameyang's playing, and Arsenal have just been shit, and it's going to make him look shit, although he's definitely not shit. This is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang we're talking about. And you see it with so many players at Arsenal. These players that you kind of think, he's pretty good. And then they just turn to shit.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. They
the sinking ship. Managed to get on that next train, didn't they?
Exactly, man. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good move for him. They're definitely going down, you know. I mean, Aubameyang is a very good player. He's looked very good. He's even looked good for Arsenal, you know. He's missed a penalty tonight. Bit disappointing, but, you know, it happens. Other than that, he's pretty much started the service. You know, City are having their way with Arsenal right now. So the goals they scored in the first half, you know, if you've not seen them, they just tore them open. Absolutely tore them open. Great passing, great team moves. The first one, Bernard Silva, freaking Bernardo Silva, that's the cunt's name, putting it in the top left-hand corner. Lovely curling effort after a nice team move. Then the second one, David Silva. You what?
I said C-bomb, mate.
C-bomb, all right. Yeah, no, it's okay when I do it, mate. It's okay when I do it, mate.
You know, calling a player a C-U-N-T, mate. Bit harsh. What's he done to you?
It's okay when I do it, mate, because I do it occasionally, you know, for impact. It loses its impact when you say every other word like you potty mouth. You know what I mean?
Mate, this ain't don't lose no impact, you cunt.
It does actually. Check you out over there getting all brave, mate. You're lucky you're in your car, mate, and it's snowing. Hey, we've got a new super chat in here from Gibril Mancini, who comments and says, Wenger in, smiley face. Crikey, yeah. Are you for real? Are you for real, Gibril? With a name like Gibril, you're probably a Liverpool fan, aren't you? I don't know. But yeah. De Bobby G, he says, I feel sorry for Wenger, a shadow of his former self. Too senile to know it. Oh, mate, that is strong words there from De Bobby G.
He's a little bit like I'm trying to think of an actor, like a Hollywood actor, that's just sort of past it. There's a bit of a Clint Eastwood or something, isn't he? Someone that sort of still thinks he's some sort of nutbag, and he still is, old Clint. And I'm not talking about you, State Clint, but I mean, but he still just comes out and says stuff that he thinks politically and stuff that it's just a little bit like, well, hang on, Clint, you are just fucking old now. Shut your mouth, innit?
Mate, that is a terrible comparison, mate. Clint Eastwood's still doing it. Still doing the business at the top level, mate. Directed movies, the lot. Don't be so disrespectful to Clint, mate. That's poor from you, Henry. That's ageist, mate. You know what I mean? Just because he's 88 and he has to use a Zimmer frame to take a piss doesn't mean his opinion matters any less than yours, mate.
I love the way you just jump on his defense, don't you? You should be his lawyer in court, innit? Clint has done nothing wrong.
If you say so, mate. If you say so.
Brilliant.
Oh, TIL comments again and says it's TIL, not Till. He says, I ain't no cash register, bro. I'm not forcing you to send these super chats in, pal. But thank you so much for sending another one in there, TIL. Go check out the channel, TIL. Click on him. Navam Candy comments and says, do you think Martial will leave? I personally don't think he will leave. You know, he's going to have to, of course, prove himself at Manchester United. I saw a stat, you know, a couple of hours ago, actually. And don't know if it's true, didn't verify it, but it said Anthony Martial has the best goals and assists to games ratio in the Premier League out of any player for the minutes that he's played, which just goes to show what a quality player he is, and begs the question, really, if that is true, begs the question, why isn't he playing more? Well, Jose obviously knows what he wants to do with the team. He's got some big players in there with big names that he has to sort of play right now, quite frankly. And these players are going to have to show their worth to the team and fight it out and make a claim to that starting spot. Anthony Martial could do that, you know. Let's hope he's not off gallivanting around the town. You know, there's been a couple of stories about that previously, about some of the things going on in his personal life. Hopefully Jose's not sort of highlighted some of those things and thought maybe character-wise he's just not ready to be that week in, week out star for me. So, you know, but I think he's capable of doing it. I want to see him play. I think he's class, you know. Only problem is his consistency. He's just not that consistent, you know. If you had to compare him to a Spurs player, he's probably like, well, he's better than all of their players, really, isn't he? Other than sort of Harry Kane. So I was just thinking of maybe Dele Alli. You know, Dele Alli's got this sort of bit of a crazy attitude outside of football. And of course, he's also very good, but he's also not doing it consistently. So just trying to get you included there, Henry, you know, from a Spurs point of view.
Why do you always just have to start talking about Tottenham players and their shit, talking about how shit they are and stuff? You know, no need for it. It's completely off topic. You just like to just put it in. Oh yeah.
I do, mate. So does Dele Alli.
Well, you know, I know Rochdale, but we swept them aside 6-1 last night for the FA Cup. You know, lots of players scoring goals. Well, sorry, not so many players scoring goals, actually. Llorente scoring a hat-trick. Son with a couple of goals as well. Walker Peters at the end to make it 6. So, you know, storming into the FA Cup. You know, you wanted to talk Spurs, let's talk Spurs. So we got Swansea, away to Swansea for the quarter-final. I know you've got Brighton. You're at home at Old Trafford to Brighton. And then obviously you got Chelsea, Leicester, and I believe you got Southampton versus Wigan, the surprise quarter-finalists after their victory against Man City. So you got some interesting fixtures there.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, good points there, man. Did you just say storming to the next round? You had fucking Rochdale, mate. You should have beat them 6-1 in the first game. They took you to a replay at Wembley, mate. Of course they were going to lose that game. It's fucking Rochdale. You know what I mean? Typical Spurs fan. Acting like you've actually achieved something.
It's difficult against shit teams, though, isn't it? It's like, you know, if you get a fucking hammer versus a sock, it's hard to fucking smash a sock up with a hammer, isn't it? Because it's such a different level of class.
Where have you heard that, mate? I love that. It's like a hammer and a sock. It is hard to smash a sock up with a hammer, mate. Fair play to you.
That's it.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, Jacob Gralla comments and says, Brighton and Hove all the way. Seagulls, how do you think we'll do? Please read this. Well, I've read it, Jacob. So, you can thank me now. But he says, how do you think? I don't see Brighton doing very well, pal, to be honest. You never know. You never know. That's the what's special about the Cup, is that anything can happen. And of course, United can be quite hit and miss at the moment, but I would expect us to just steamroll, the golfing class, the talent we have at disposal, fair play to Brighton even getting there. But let's face it, they're just not up to the level of Manchester United. So I expect us to steamroll you, mate. But thank you very much for your comment there, and good luck to you. Don't really mean that, but there you go.
What I would like to say to Jacob, and thank you so much for your comment, is you must be absolutely loving it at the moment. I would be loving it if I was a fan of Brighton. Chris Hughton, what you've done this season, just, you look, obviously there's a lot of teams that are still, scrapping away to get the points, to try to avoid that relegation zone. But, with Brighton, you've never really, this whole season, no one's really been talking about Brighton as, Brighton are going down. Not at all, because of the consistent performances that you're putting in. Very, very good home record at the Amex. I think Chris Hughton is one of the best managers in the Premier League at the moment. He's done it time and time again. Fantastic results. I think you got your biggest result the other day. I think it was 4-1? Your last result, which is the biggest Premier League result for you guys ever. Fair play to Brighton. Loving it.
Yeah, man, he is an underrated manager, actually. What he did when he got Newcastle up to the Premier League, did it very easily. And then they got rid of him, like, unceremoniously, I think. I can't remember what happened now, but I'm pretty sure he didn't really deserve to go. Can't remember what happened now, but then obviously got the job at Norwich and did pretty well with them, I think, for a while. Did he get sacked from there as well?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure.
Do you reckon he looks like Livermore's dad?
Very true.
He fucking looks like Livermore's dad, mate.
If he is,
either that, or I sort of think sometimes when I look at Chris Hughton, I think, is he? What's his name? The guy in Breaking Bad, who's like the owner of all those chicken shops, who's like the major drug kingpin. What's his name, mate?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Fuck, Yeah, you know who I mean. Anyway, that guy. He looks just like Chris Hughton.
Someone will Someone will comment in and let you know. I'm sure.
They will, yeah. They will. It's even in that Louis Van Gaal song that I did, mate. I make mention to it. I just can't freaking remember it right now. Yes, mate. Alex Rudd, he says Gus. Rob MUFC 20 says Gus. That's it. Gus Fring, mate. That's who it is. AKA Chris Hughton in disguise.
I like that.
Maybe that's actually his sort of disguise, mate. Undercover in public. Chris Hughton, high profile manager of a Premier League team, major coke distributor, meth distributor, who knows?
Alex Rudd, if you could do the artwork for that and just chop, obviously, Chris Hughton's face onto, Gus in his sort of chicken uniform, that would be brilliant.
Oh, dear. ZVZ comments, that's a very difficult name to say. And he or she says, you think they will sack Moo if he don't play Pogba? No, I don't see why not. Surely the manager gets the final say on what he wants out the team or what he thinks best. If he thinks a player, for whatever reason, is not going to get him the very best out of their pitch, then he'll play McTominay instead or something, That is his decision. But, of course, Pogba in the previous game against Chelsea played really well. It is... it depends on performance. It depends on attitude. It depends on how they're doing in training. So many factors, but no, surely he's not going to get sacked if he doesn't play Pogba. If anything, if Mourinho doesn't want to play Pogba, then it's going to be, a short career for Pogba at Manchester United. He would have to leave, but I don't see that happening. They're both adults. Pogba is a great player on his day. Just needs to start doing it consistently. I've said this time and time again. He has all the attributes. He's just, I think, lacking something in the character department where, I don't know if it's a confidence thing or what, but sometimes he just looks a shell of himself. He miscontrols, the ball really stupidly, does silly touches, silly passes, dawdles on the ball, gets dispossessed. You know, just from when he could just play a simple pass, he just hogs the ball and gets tackled. It's like, what are you doing, Paul? You know, one of the most frustrating players I've actually had the displeasure or the pleasure to watch at Manchester United. It always seems like I hate Paul Pogba when I talk about it. I don't. You know, I think he's really good. But it's so frustrating as a fan to see him one week play amazing and then the next week play really bad. You know, it's so annoying. You just want that level of consistency in these lads. And if he can get that, then there's no reason he can't be a star player for United for the next 5 years, you know? That's what I want anyway. Whether that happens, I don't think so. I think you'd have to say, based on how he's done since coming to the club, he's just, what is he, a 5 out of 10? You give him a 5 out of 10 overall? It's not good enough, is it, when he costs 90 mil? No, it's not.
Would have just changed the topic there. Sorry, I've got to say, I'm not happy with your hat this evening.
No, that's cool. I'm not happy with yours either, mate. What are you? You trying to be Joe Pesci from Home Alone or something? I wonder why you're in your car. Are you going you going surveying houses to break into or some shit, mate? With that get up on, fucking hell! Dissing my hat. Got the nerve to diss my hat.
Well, your hat is missing something. It's missing a critical element. You know, and I used to wear hats like that, and I thought that's fine. But now I am of the age where you need to have. You're missing something on that hat. Do you know what it is?
You're going to say a bobble here or something, mate? Are you going to say a bobble?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. That's what it's about.
Just so you know, mate, your lighting in the Daihatsu is not very good there, mate. So we can't see the bobble, mate.
The bobble.
Yeah, we can see it now, mate.
You need to have a bobble, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, do you know what? I believe that bobbles are for children, mate. Personally, that's what I think. When I was a kid, I loved the bobble hat. Adult, not so much. You know, you need to grow up, head.
No, I disagree. It's all about the bobble hats now. They're in fashion, mate.
No, fair enough. I've actually been trying to find the Bobby G comments that says I missed the ear flappy one. I was just going to say I've been trying to find my red original Mr. Flying Pig HD hat. I can't find it, man. I don't know if some like deranged fan has broken in and taken it, you know, to like put in their shrine or something. I highly doubt that. It's probably just been eaten by moths or something, you know. But either way, I can't find it. It's gutting.
You're only trying to find it because Gunchi is offered you 1 million Taiwanese dollars or whatever it is for you to send that out to him, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Alex Rudd with a super chat in the house. Thank you again, Alex Rudd. He says Henry looks like the chick from Blair Witch Project. Were you late to the show, mate? I've already said he looked like the one from Blair Witch Project, didn't he? He's like, where is everyone? I'm scared. I'm lost. Look at him. Look at him.
It shows that I've got balls, though, isn't it? Who else is going to just sit in their car in the dark? You know what I mean? Wearing a fucking bubble hat and that. You know, I'm fucking nut, yeah.
I'm guessing a fair few vagrants might, to be fair. But no, I love your commitment, Henry. I love your commitment, man. You know, you're out in the cold day. You don't even have the engine on. You don't even have the heater on. You're just sat there freezing your tits off. And for what, really? For what?
Survive with it like this. This is all right. This ain't cold. Do you know what I mean? We're a bunch of pousses, you know, here in the UK, and I know that we've got a national following as well. I don't know where you're from, but I bet you there's a fan out there, there's a subscriber out there, probably watching right now, sitting in far worse conditions than I am, you know, and fair play to you, fella. Do you know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right. My brother being one of them, man. You know, he lives in Minnesota, in America. I said to him the other day, it's like -3 here. It's so cold. And he was like, what? -3? It's like T-shirt weather, you know? That's warm, you know, because sometimes there it gets down to like -30 degrees Celsius, which is just insane, you know? You literally go out, and if you're smoking a cigarette, the flame on your lighter will freeze.
Did you say 30?
Yeah, -30 degrees Celsius, mate.
That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, it's like some crazy, like, Canada. It's right on the border of Canada, so it gets really cold.
Well, that's
and like Siberia, places like that.
That's the sort of temperature where you literally would just walk out of your front door and freeze to death. Literally just freeze. Like that. Your body just shuts down and you freeze. That's how cold it is.
That's it. He says, like, in the morning, sometimes when it's that cold, you know, from the house to the car, when he's left his house to the car, which is just a driveway's walk, basically his eyelashes will start to freeze. That's messed up. That's a messed up level of cold. Anybody who deals with that on a daily basis, fair play to you, because a little bit of snow in the UK, if it gets below freezing, man, we just shut down, don't we? We just shut down. You know, look at Henry, sat in the car doing a podcast. We just shut down. Good to see it hasn't affected the internet, though. You know, that's what I was thinking. Maybe like some crazy snowstorm, blizzard. So I'm just going to go down, but not so.
Me laugh is that all the schools are shut, etc. So what? Do kids just not go to school in Finland? I mean, you know, in Norway, do they just not go to school? Because do you know what I mean? What? So kids in Greenland, they just like, you know, no, fuck school. It's snowy outside. Do you know what I mean?
Well, to be fair, the difference is, you know, they're all geared up for it. They know they're going to have snow a lot of the time. So they've got the grit, they've got the salt, they've got the plows, they've got all that shit. Everybody shovels the snow off the driveway. You know, that's what they've got to do. So they do it, and they have snow tires and, you know, all this stuff. They get up to it. Whereas we're not used to it. Same thing happens in certain states in America that generally are not snowy states, and then sometimes they just get like a crazy bit of snow and the whole place shuts down. You know, we're probably the worst for it though. We are the pussies of Europe in that sense. You know, it's like a little bit of snow, every airport grounded. You know, nobody can travel, roads closed, there's lorries like blocking off every single bloody motorway. It just all goes to shit when there's a bit of snow in England. So, you know, we are Europe's bitch in that sense. You wouldn't hear the Russians complaining about a bit of snow, would you? No, they eat snow for breakfast.
Why can't we just be a little bit more prepared? You know, I mean, look at me. I mean, I've prepared my body for this sort of weather. As you can see, I'm out in minus sub-zero temperatures, you know, and I'm ready for this. I had the clothing prepared, etc., for the clash between the beast from the east and Storm Emma, like it's called. I was ready for this shit.
Awesome, man. Just to give everyone an update on the game, you know, we've not talked too much about the game. Obviously, Henry's not here watching the game with me, so we're just trying to sort of do what we can as we go along. But it's currently 80 minutes, 42 seconds gone on the stream I'm watching anyway. There's a good chance the game finished 10 minutes ago. It's pissing down with snow there. It's actually not the right phrase, is it, to say about snow? It's not. Can't be piss. Can it be pissing down with snow, Hen, or not?
No, because only liquid can piss as a is that a verb or?
So basically, what you're saying is at the moment it's like it's shitting down with snow. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so it's yeah. So they've got a real good pitch.
Shit though, does it?
They've got a real good pitch there at the Emirates because it's shitting down with snow, and you can see it shitting down with snow. But the pitch is still green. They've actually not got no white lines on the pitch. They've got blue lines on the pitch tonight, which is quite intense. Looks like Yaya Toure is going to come on the pitch here for Sergio Aguero. Last 10 minutes of the game, see out the game, tighten things up, shore up the midfield there. That's classic Pep Guardiola, you know. Last 10 minutes of the game, 3-0. Get Aguero off the pitch, get Toure on. You know, textbook. That's textbook. Alex Rudd says it's nice. 10 degrees Celsius in New York City. Nice. That's another state and a place that does get a fair bit of snow, but obviously a lot warmer than it is here right now. 10 degrees. What I wouldn't do for 10 degrees right now. Freezing brass monkeys at the moment.
So let me ask a question there to Mr. Rudd. Or was it Rudd or Rincon that made that comment? Sorry, from New York.
Rudd.
Yeah. So what hats are the fashion in New York? That's what I want to know. Are people more kind of hitting the hats and the bubbles, or without the bubble? That's what I want to know.
Why do you want to know that, mate? That's so pointless.
Because I just
it's personal preference.
More of the New York look this evening in terms of hats. Especially you said I look like that cunt from Home Alone. I mean, that's New York, isn't it?
Mate, why are you dropping the C-bomb about Joe Pesci, mate? He's a legend, mate. you just like ripping into legendary actors at the moment, don't you?
He actually have a bobble on his hat in the movie. I don't think he did.
Listen, I didn't see you had a fucking bobble before you said that, mate. Okay, you showed me the bobble afterwards, mate. From here, the angle, it looks like you're Joe Pesci crossed with that Blair Witch Project bird. All right, that's what it looks like. We still can't see the bobble.
I could cut the bobble off. It is non-fashionable.
Do it. He says people wear Henry's hat.
No. You know, I got another funny thing to say about this hat. Do you want me to tell you a story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, it was freezing cold the other day. I thought, right, I sort of need a hat. So I couldn't be fucked to shop around. I just thought, right, I'm just going to buy a hat that I sort of see. So I go to a supermarket. You know what supermarkets are like these days? They sell everything, don't they? And they sell clothes. Of course they do. So what do? I walk over to the men's section. I'm looking for hats. I can't see none. I ask someone that works there, do you have any hats for gents? And she says, no, they're all sold out. So basically, every gent out there is had the same thought, haven't they? Thought it's a bit cold. I'm just going to buy myself a hat. Obviously, I was a little bit late on that bandwagon. So do you know what I've done?
Ordered it from Amazon. I don't know. What did you do, mate?
I bought a child's hat.
Well, it's lucky you've got a little pinhead then, isn't it, mate?
Oh, no, I didn't have do you know what age child this was designed for, this hat?
32.
No, 14 to 16. Okay? Almost sounds a bit wrong, that, doesn't it? But I bought a hat for 14 to 16-year-old boys, right? But my question to you is, when I was 14, 15, 16, certainly 16, I don't remember my head being particularly smaller than it is now. I reckon a 16-year-old boy's head. You know, how much more does your head fucking grow between the age of 16 and adulthood? You know what I mean? I tried the hat on. It fits. To say it's tight would be almost, pushing the boat out. Really, it's absolutely fine. So that's what I'm doing, mate.
I know, unless you're the elephant man, your head's not really growing after you get to 14 or 16, is it? That is a great bit of advice from Henry Hotspur there. Want to save a few pennies, or the adult sizes out in stock in your area? Just buy a child's hat, or more specifically, a teenager's hat. That was absolutely hilarious, man. Fair play, John. I like your frugalness there, mate. I like your, you basically Bear Grylls it there, mate. What would Bear Grylls do in that situation? He'd do the same thing, I think. He'd buy the kid's hat and make do. But you're right, mate. The cranium doesn't grow that much, does it? What are they thinking? Surely they should just have like a, up to about the age of 12. Does your head even grow that much more after then, mate? Thank you, man. You what, mate?
They're full time on the Arsenal game.
Not yet, no. There's a little bit of time left. My stream's just buckling at the moment. There's a few minutes left. It's 88 minutes, 58 seconds gone. So coming up to the end of the 90 minutes, and then a few minutes for stoppage time. But this game was done long ago. City just having way too much for Arsenal. Arsenal looking second best in every department. Just been made to look like a bunch of mugs again. Include this with the Carabao Cup performance. That's a 6-0 aggregate drubbing to City in 2 games there. That is awful. What does this mean for Arsenal, Henry? You must be loving it in one respect, but of course you don't want to see City just run away with the league. They already have done, though, to be fair. This just further cements it. I believe they go 16 points ahead of us from winning this game now.
I'd much rather Manchester City win this. Of course I would. City winning games doesn't mean anything to the rest of us because they've won the league. If anything, it's good that they're just hammering Arsenal down just to make sure that Arsenal don't have a late season resurgence, which I don't see happening now. They needed a win tonight, just to make anyone stand up and think, fucking hell, actually, they can pull out a performance. Because on tonight's show and at home, after just being drubbed by Man City, I don't know whether it's because they thought, because they're scared, they're quivering in their boots at how great and grandiose Manchester City are, or they just haven't turned up. Maybe it's a bit of both. I just don't see anything going forward. I think that the players have probably lost the faith in Arsene Wenger to be a type of manager that's going to take the team forward. I know they've won a few FA Cups, which Tottenham Hotspur would have loved to have done. So I can't take the piss too much, but I can certainly take the snow.
The yellow snow. To be fair, mate, yeah, I mean, right now Tottenham are a better team than Arsenal. So, you know, obviously historically it's not even close. It's not even close. But right now, Spurs are better than Arsenal. So enjoy it, man, while it lasts. And I think it will last a decent amount of time because obviously Arsenal got this whole Wenger calamity to deal with. If he stays, they'll probably continue just doing mediocre like they are. If he goes, shit, maybe they could do worse, you know. It would be nice to think for an Arsenal fan that if they got rid of Wenger and got another top manager in, like a Simeone or someone like that, that he's just going to instantly be able to improve them. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't always work like that. You know, look at United after Ferguson. We've got David Moyes in, left with that ginger goblin David Moyes, and look what happened there. Finished 7th. So they could easily go down. It's a bad couple of years for Arsenal I see coming up, and I am absolutely loving it. Just want to read a comment here from Lee Ferguson. Hiya, Lee. He says, Flying Pig watching from Vietnam. Holy shit, son. It's 4:26 a.m. here. You lunatic. Go to bed, Lee. What are you doing watching this from Vietnam at 4:26? So hopefully you're doing the night shift or something, and we're helping you pass the time. But, you know, thank you so much for your comment there, man. Got somebody watching all the way in Vietnam. Beautiful country. Beautiful country is what you're doing out there, Lee.
I do love it.
He said, shout out for me.
I love the way
mate?
a lot of people from all around the world listening, and I've got a dream. And you know, as we've mentioned on the show previously, I will be going to China to see out the rest of my days. Right? But I also plan to start up the Henry Hotspur channel again, relive it, or maybe rebrand something, and doing something. I haven't worked out exactly what I'm going to do, but it's going to incorporate, you know, going somewhere a little bit far out and experiencing new culture and different things. And obviously we've got plenty of listeners from all around the world, and it would be amazing just to kind of link up and you know, maybe we could do food and shit, couldn't we? It's like, who's got the best food?
Yeah, you should definitely do that, mate. I've told you many times, you know, you should definitely start up the channel again. People watch it, you know. You've got some people who like watching your videos and you on here, so you've already got a little, you know, foundation to build on, man. You should definitely do that. Plus, it will just help you follow Spurs more when you're over there. You know, it'll give you a reason to get up at whatever time or watch a game and all that business. So, yeah, you should definitely do that, man. What's the time difference like where you're going, actually, to the UK?
About 8 hours forward. So, for example, now...
Oh, that's filth.
So, yeah, at the end of the day, we've got someone watching from Vietnam, haven't we? That's how it is.
I suppose it's not that bad. So if there's like a Sunday kickoff around about 3 p.m. or something, then it's like 11 p.m. there, is it?
Yeah, so you get some late night games, yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad then. That's not too bad. It's just when the games run at like 7:45, like Champions League games. But don't worry about that, mate. You won't have to worry about watching the Champions League games for much longer, will you?
I mean, what I was doing, right, is I was just watching some videos of YouTubers in China and just seeing what's out there at the moment. And basically, it's just like some guy, you know, with a phone walking down the street, just sort of just talking roughly about what's going on. Not very interesting. Not something that's sort of captivating. But, you know, he's had shitloads of views. Lots of people watch that sort of thing, and it makes me think that it's needed. People want to see what people are doing in environments that they're not used to.
Fair play to you, man. Yeah, you should definitely do that. Well, you're going to do a travel blog then, are you, mate?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I'll start up my own food thing, because basically in this city that I'm thinking of going to in China, Guangzhou, they eat anything with 4 legs. They just eat anything. I was thinking I could do like a weekly thing of where I eat something that's absolutely out of this world crazy. You'd never go near it with a barge pole, but I just eat it for you people, because people want to watch shit like that, don't they?
Some sick, twisted people might want to watch you eat a dog or something, mate. Me personally, I'm not interested in it, you know?
I'm not going to eat dogs, do you know what I mean? I just eat other stuff.
Like what? Like a fucking horse or something? You said anything with 4 legs. That's dogs, that's cats, that's iguanas, mate. That's fucking iguanas. You know what I mean?
they just eat some pretty far out shit out there. So it's something I could do, isn't it?
No, fair enough, mate. I look forward to that. Let's just let you guys know that the game has actually finished now. So it finished 3-0 to Man City. They are 16 points clear in the Premier League. Oh my God, what an unbelievable league that is at this stage. They've won the league, haven't they? We were all hoping that they'd slip up. They're just not going to slip up. They're going to go the season. Maybe they might lose another game. They might lose another 2. It doesn't matter for them now. They're too good. They're going to go on and win the league comfortably. And there is a golfing class right now between them and the other sides in the Premier League. Huge golf. Look at Manchester United. Can be quite hit or miss. Can be quite negative and defensive. Yes, we still pick up the points. We should do with the players we've got in our team. But the golf is there for everyone to see. And then there's an even bigger gulf between the likes of them and the likes of Tottenham Hotspur, say. So, and then there's Arsenal, who are even further down the list. So, yeah, I mean, they're so far ahead. You've got to just take your hat to them. I'm not going to because it's cold, but you've got to take your hat to them. And Pep Guardiola, he's come in there and he's worked wonders at Man City. You have to say, it sickens me, mate. It really sickens me because, we should at least be up there challenging. We've got the manager who's got the same sort of reputation in world football as they do. We've got, most of the players in terms of quality that we have can match them for quality. You might argue that they've got a bit more depth and stuff, but certainly some of the players we've got are seasoned in the Premier League, real talented, players, the likes of Sanchez, Lukaku, and then we've got players like Pogba, who perhaps is underperforming and stuff. And it is just not working for Manchester United. It's not gelling at the moment. The chemistry, something is just not right. The negative tactics from Mourinho. He's got to change something up, because we are a considerable distance behind catching Manchester City. And you can say, oh, well, this season's done. We've still got the Cups and the Champions League to play for and stuff. This season's done. Let Jose build in the summer again and strengthen. But guess what? Pep's going to do that as well. He showed that he's not afraid to go up there and make a marquee signing and spend a shitload of money. And City's board certainly aren't afraid to do that. So they'll strengthen as well. So Mourinho's got to do something in order to change the way Manchester United are approaching these games, change the way we play, and win a much more consistent amount of games. Of course, that's the same for any of the top teams. They all want that. But we're going to have to start doing it. I don't see why we can't. We've got one of the best managers. We've got great players. Maybe add a couple more quality great players. Harry Kane's going to come to us in the summer. That sort of thing. But it's just we just need to improve next season because this season's been a fucking calamity. Watching City run away with the title, totally out of order.
There we go. So I'm just going to say apologies to everyone that we haven't been able to do regular hand show this evening. So we obviously haven't been able to get around because of the obscene weather. It was quite tricky to get over this evening. But going forward, obviously we will go back to the normal format. And also, obviously, if I do end up going off to China, etc., then I'll certainly won't be sitting in no freezing cars. That's for sure.
No, it's nice to know that you can actually get involved like this. We will be able to do this when you go to China, man. Only thing is, you said about doing YouTube and stuff. Isn't YouTube banned in China, mate?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to work. Well, there's YouTubers that have managed to do it. I don't know if they've pre-recorded the videos and then gone back to their home countries and uploaded them. That might be the problem. Maybe I need to send you my videos so you can upload them on my behalf and shit like that.
Yeah, maybe, mate. Well, you could get a proxy or something. How hot on it are they? Are they going to bang you up, put you on the international dangerous list for doing a YouTube channel? Surely not, mate. Surely you can just use a proxy. Nobody's none the wiser. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, in a way, if they did do stuff like that, that would be good for the channel, wouldn't it? That would generate a bit of interest. Like, fucking hell, the hen for the Pig in the Hen show. 1 second he's bantering about football or innocent shit. And now he's been banged up in China, for using a proxy and trying to get his YouTube channel about crazy shit, out to the world. That would be epic, mate.
Like an internet pirate, mate. Yeah. Jamie White with a super chat. He's got no comment with it, but thank you so much, Jamie White, for showing your support on the channel. I just want to say we've had a lot of super chats tonight, lads and lasses. We love getting these comments, these super chats to help support the channel. We really appreciate it. People were actually sending their own money, just because they enjoy watching the show and they want to support us. It really does touch me in my heart. So I just wanted to say, What?
You want to be touched?
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for doing that. You know, everybody who does do that, it really means a lot. So thanks so much to Jamie there. And also Alex Rincon has sent another super chat. Have you had a big week, Alex? Are you rich as fuck? Send some more. No, I'm just kidding, mate. But thank you so much again, Alex Rincon. What a legend. Sent another super chat in here. He says, this comment to go along with it says, we're not that far behind, Pig. City beat us on to fluke set piece goals. They won't be this good next year. I mean, I think you're right. They can't keep this level up, surely. You know, a lot has gone their way this season, Alex. So much has gone their way. There was a lot of games where, you know, end of the game, they're tying with somebody that they shouldn't be tying with or drawing with. What am I, a bloody Yank? They're drawing with a team late in the game and then, they just managed to fluke in a goal or something. You know, that's happened a good few occasions this season. Even without them, they'd still be winning the league. You know, they are just better. But yeah, I think everything's gone their way this season and not a lot has gone some of the other teams' way. You know, the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Man City, Manchester United, the teams that are nipping at their heels. They're not really. They're like, they're actually nipping at like 17 freaking meters behind them because we're so far behind. But those sorts of teams have had some things go against us this season. You know, I certainly think that has happened with Manchester United. Maybe you will agree with that, Henry, or disagree. But I certainly think City won't be going next season, you know, up to this stage of the season without only losing one game. That is an unreal achievement, and it's a great achievement, but everything's gone their way for that to happen. That's what I think anyway.
I'd have to agree with you. I don't think that they're just going to absolutely dominate another season. I don't think that the other teams in the Premier League will let them do that. You know, I think that they can certainly maintain what they've been doing, but I think the other teams will get better next season. You can see Liverpool are getting stronger week on week. You can literally see how Liverpool have grown into the season. Manchester United have been there, haven't they? You're stubborn and you're there or thereabouts. Obviously, you know, a million miles away, but you know you can see that there's a lot of improvement that can happen at Manchester United. Tottenham Hotspur again on the up. So. You know, all these teams are going to be looking to get better next season. You know, Chelsea will have the bit between their teeth again next season, probably under a new manager. I don't expect to see Conte there next season. And Arsenal, there we go. It'll be an interesting one to see what they're doing next season.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of talk that Conte might be taking over the Italy job soon. They want him apparently, so you know that could definitely happen. Alex Rudd comments and he says, "Make sure you save the super chat for the gear upgrades, Pig. 100% on the case. Thank you so much, Alex. Already received a new microphone set up for me and Henry when we're in person. We'll be doing that. So hopefully the audio quality will be a lot better next time. It should be anyway. And we're just going to improve things gradually as we go along here. Like I say, I'm going to get a long Ethernet cable. So the lagginess of this stream shouldn't be too bad. Basically what it is, I've got like really good broadband, fiber optic broadband, but the Wi-Fi it's just shit, like, upstairs, basically, which is where we would generally do this. And, you know, I just need to get a wired connection, then it'll be 10 times better. So, yeah, everything's going to improve on this channel. Henry, when are you moving to China, mate?
But in the summer, late summer, maybe. We'll have to see how...
Oh, I see. I know what's going to happen, mate. I know what's going to happen here, mate. So basically, I'm going to win the bet, the £50 bet. Manchester United finishing above top, man. And you're going to do one to China, aren't you, without paying, mate?
I'll chat it to you, won't I?
Yeah, you fucking bet, man.
God already is on my behalf.
Right, yeah. Should we wrap it up then, Han? Are you done for the Pig and Hen show? It's very cold.
Talking about wrapping up, I need to wrap up one of my fucking toes. It feels like it's about to melt off, just like a fucking Arsenal player.
Absolute bunch of melters. So yeah, we better wrap it up there, mate. I'll let you get in. You can fill up your tin bath. Have a nice, hot, relaxing bath, can't you, mate? Thank you so much for joining us, mate, in the car there. I don't know why you've done that, but what, Mrs. kicked you out, did she, mate?
No, I just wanted a bit of privacy. You know what I mean? It's my own space, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good call, actually, man, because, like, audio-wise, I think it's pretty good, you know? Acoustically, a car makes for quite a good place to record your thoughts, I think. Remember that when you're in China, mate.
Right, anyway, thank you for tuning in, and can I go now?
Yeah, see you later on, mate. Everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much for getting involved with the live podcast. We'll continue to do this little bit of debate between me and Henry about what night to do it on at the moment. You know, everything's up in the air with work and stuff. Maybe Mondays, maybe Wednesdays, maybe Thursdays. Best thing to do right now is keep a lookout on my Twitter feed at Mr. Flying Pig HD, and I'll release information when we know about it, when we can confirm and definitely know we're going to be both available to do these live Pig the Hen shows. But everybody who's tuned in and got involved with the stream tonight, thanks so much for stopping by. You're all a bunch of legends. Do us a favor, chuck a like on this video, and also, you know, if you want to give it a share on social media, it definitely help us get a couple more views. So please do that if you can, and come back next week. Should be, you know, Wednesday or Thursday, but like I say, we'll let you know. Follow Henry at Henry_Hotspur on Twitter. You're going to start using that. He's just said himself he's going to revamp the channel. So go over there, subscribe to his YouTube channel, Henry Hotspur, as well. You know, it makes sense. But until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. I've been the pig.
And I've been the hen.
And we'll see you very soon on the Flying Pig United YouTube channel. You can also go over to the iTunes app, the podcast app, search for Pig and the Hen Show or Mr. Flying Pig HD or Flying Pig United, but search Pig and the Hen. It will come up with this podcast series. Subscribe to it. You can leave a 5-star rating if you're that way inclined. It would help us out. And that way you can just listen to it when you're on the crapper as well, you know, rather than looking at our ugly mugs. But
That's
thank you
what
so much for tuning in. What?
I listen to us on the crapper.
What? That is a little bit too much information, mate. That's freaky, mate. Why are you listening to me on the crapper, mate? I did not want to know that, mate. Too much information.
But you're telling people to do it.
I'm telling people to do it, not you, mate. You know me personally. Why are you listening to my sweet voice while you take a shit, mate?
Because it makes me want to shit.
You're sickening, mate. You're sickening me. Right, let's leave it there anyway, before this gets any more ridiculous. What?
I said I feel a turd coming. I've listened to you too much.
You sickening, man. You are sickening. Right, we're going to wrap it up there. Everybody who's tuned in, Henry, you go wrap it up too, you freak. We'll see you very soon on the Pig and the Hen Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've been the pig. He's been the hen. We'll see you soon. Like, subscribe, comment. Take it easy. We'll have a theme tune coming for you next time, hopefully, as well. And until then, have yourselves a frigging good week, and we'll see you soon.
Do one.